Welcome to the Earth Hero Club. I'm so happy to have you. My name is Lilibet and I'm going to be your guide, your reassurance. I am here to help because we are a group of people that have underrepresentation in the game, and we just need to band together in order to shake the meta back in our favor, okay? What are you talking about? I am a good character. I think you guys must be mistaken me for someone else because, you know, I'm 800-year-old dragon, you know, got the trample going on. We know you can only do it on your turn, okay? Just stop, okay? Just stop. We're a group of characters that just don't perform that well in the meta. The first part of realizing you have a problem is realizing that you have a problem. No, there's no way. You know what? I think I'm just gonna go. Hey, Katuja Perkins, what's up, guys? Yeah, I just got back from the buff committee. I got another buff through. Yay, good job, good job. Yeah, I don't think my usage is going up, but you know, I'm stunning on S1 counters. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think I got a shot now. I got a shot. Yeah, man, they boosted up my damage. You know, the buff committee, they're doing the best for our club, man. I think that it's only right, you know, that we are able to do better. There's so many ice characters out there. You know, Earth should be shining, but we are not shining. You know what I'm saying? You guys don't understand. I am good. I strip, AOE strip into defense buff. Why do you? I do not belong here. I have a defense break on my S1. And then I get S1 into S2. Only on your turn, 50% chance. Okay, just shut up. So if you'd like, we could talk to the buff community for you, and maybe we can get you a buff in a month or two. You know, but you first have to admit that you're not as good as you think you are. Even I thought I was the best, and I needed a buff. Say it, Alencia. Say it. I need a buff. Okay, I need a fucking buff, damn it. Alright guys, let's all go back to the buff community. I think we can all get another buff. Hey Hellboy, were them fools in here earlier today? Yeah, they was talking about getting another buff, man. Yo, all I'm saying is if you get it right the first time, you ain't gotta go through all this, you know what I'm saying? Stupid asses just need to correct their damn posture, you know? You know what I'm saying? What is going on, guys? It's your boy Cash, and that was a little bit way too fun to make. Hopefully I haven't edited it yet. Obviously I'm just recording right now, but I hope I made it look funny. I don't know. I like having fun with the guides because, you know, it's just my opinion, and if you don't like it, you know, whatever. So obviously in my other video of Alencia, I said she was trash, but inside the video I said that she's actually not that bad, but most people are going to find her trash because of her circumstances. So let me tell you guys a little bit about her. And like I said in my videos, sometimes I don't have the time, or not sometimes, pretty much all the time, I don't have the time to raise these characters and test them out. So I have to wait until other people bring out more data, more details of how the character works, and then I can make a video, because I like to compile all the information, because there's one guy that went to speed set, one guy that went to counter set, one guy that went to crit damage, one that went lifesteal, one that, you know, then you get an actual full picture of what this is, because I can't do that. I mean, I could do that, but yeah, that would take all day, week, month, and possibly a year. But anyway, here we are at Alencia's lovely journal entry, where I like to start all my guides because you can pretty much see everything from top to bottom. So let's so as you guys know, she has very high HP. I showed that in the other video that her HP is amongst the highest in the game. This website for some reason doesn't have her currently in the game. It's not updated, but she would be like, see, as you can see, these are all tied for first. and she would come in with Apocalypse Rabbit at second place with how higher HP is, which I am somewhat blocking. Not really, attack, HP, and speed you guys can still see, but that's pretty good. I'll disable myself for a second so you guys can see that her defense is 652, which is pretty good, and everything else is, you know, there's no crit chance. She's not awakening into crit chance, as you guys can see. As I can toggle this on and off, she just gets attack, HP, and she gets defense. So she's pretty much only awakening into more defensive options. She's not getting speed or anything like that. No crit chance, no crit damage. I don't even know if crit damage is something you can awaken into. I'm pretty sure you can't. She is deemed as a more bruiser-esque character, which I feel like most HP scaling units are pretty much going to go down in that path, whether they like it or not. They usually end up with, you know, HP scaling, so they're gonna have a lot of HP to survive hits, because sometimes characters do 20,000 HP nukes, and if you have over 20,000, regardless of your defense, guess what? You'll survive it, and your defense might even bring that 20,000 down a little bit lower. So why not have a character with over 2,000? Let's just go into the loveliness of the skills and let's break that down, and that's gonna lead us into the gear. I'm gonna start with the S2 because then it kind of makes the S1 just a little bit better. We have the Mind's Eye, the Noble Blood, right? 25% chance to grant Mind's Eye to the caster when attack. And if you have Mind's Eye, it gets you increased effectiveness and effect resistance, which is pretty good. This only goes up to 50%, so you have a 50-50 shot when you get hit. So that's one of her biggest downfalls, is that it's not when she gets hit in general. It comes down to more if she gets hit and if it triggers. So it's just RNG on RNG, because if you know that's how she works, you can literally avoid her. You don't have to hit her, which is kind of her, like I said, slight downfall, that it doesn't automatically happen when she gets hit. Now, if she does have Mind's Eye and she S1s on her turn, as is now specified, she will trigger Trample, which does decent damage, and it's okay. So it does okay. But the S1, what's really cool about the S1 is that it is a S1 with a defense break. So regardless of anything, S1 with a defense break is really good. It's still a really good S1, and it could garner counter. Like, you, even though you might not get the S1 into trample, counter might still be pretty good, because if you look at the soul burn effect, it's just the soul burn so you can defense break the target. It doesn't add any damage. So if you were to counter beforehand and get the defense break, then you can save yourself 10 souls, maybe spend it on something else, spend it on something nice. This, as I said, the S1, this S2, and the S3, which is Genesis, all scale up for max HP, which is gonna garner you to build HP on her if you wanted to do any type of damage or pretty much survive. So S1 looks like that. The S2 you can't really show in the journal. The crazy kind of crap part is that it is a 1 turn defense break. You can soul burn her for 2. They really did a good job of making sure that she's like, she has very situational power. She's not always good. She's very situationally good, and sometimes you'll see videos of her and she'll do crap. She won't do much. People will be unsatisfied because she's really good in a scenario. In a lot of scenarios. It's like a lot of scenarios, man. So S3, as we all know, is the Genesis. The S2 lowers it by 1 turn, and if you check it out here, you know, it does hit all targets. It does dispel all their buffs. It's an AoE strip, which is really good, and a defense buff for your team, which is really good. This is what everyone is pretty much clutching onto, saying that she is a good character, because an AoE strip plus a defense buff. I have to admit, you know, the animation looks kind of fun. Ever since Elena, we always have to grade the voice lines as well. So she's pretty good, you know, like, she's not complete trash, but like I said, she's gonna be trash depending on your account. That should have showed you guys just a little bit. I had to find something that she could actually fight with, like the minimal gear that I had. So as you can see, she can counter into the defense break, and then on her turn, then she could do the S1 into the S2 again, not again, but for the first time, and that should be a decent amount of damage. That's why I still favor counter, and that's why let's just go over straight to the gear section. Even though she can't S1 into S2 unless it's her turn, I do favor the ability to leave a defense break on a character. Now, if I go through all the S1s in the game, which I'm not, but if I were to go through every S1 that leaves a defense break, let's just go with Ken. Ken's defense break is 35%. And it doesn't really go up at all. So, you know, his is 35%, barely is gonna land. Now Euphinae's is actually 50, and I completely forgot she was an Earth Warrior. I'm pretty sure there's already a comment that was like, what about Euphinae? What about, I forgot. I forgot. And I know Charles is not an Earth Warrior either, but he's an Earth hero that is like decorated, very decorated. Asarius is also 50%. Charlotte is like situational, but it's still 50%. But hers, even though it's one turn, it's 75% chance to land. In my opinion, is really, really good. 75% chance to land a defense break on your S1 to me is just really, really good. I think it's very strong, and I think it should not be ignored. Yes, speed is still one of her stronger points. With a base speed of 106, you don't want her to go after your team is damn near dead. So I could see why people would like to go speed. So her build is going to be 110% based on your teammates. What team are you bringing her with? Even if you're playing RTA, or if you're doing, you know, a regular arena, you're putting her on defense, you have to think, what kind of team are you going to be bringing her in? Now, if your whole team can take some damage, like if you're bringing her, I think one of the best combos I've seen is like her and Elena. If you're doing her, Elena, you know, then Elena then brings further protection, then gains a heal and stuff of that nature, then you actually could just run her on counter, because, you know, yes, she'll be slow, but you can run a more fat DPS set. But if you need the speed, and you know, you're trying to pretty much cut, that's what we call it in this game, we call it cutting. You want her to cut in between, after the buffer goes, and then at some time she's gonna go and take all the buffs away. You let the May Chloe go, and then you take all the buffs away. So she's the cut. You want her to go like second, third, fourth in that scenario. But the problem with a cutter is that sometimes you might go first. Maybe they ran slower, because that's the meta game of it. And this is kind of the reason why I like Pokemon, because you can see the mind games that you place on people. You really can't see it in Epic 7, in a game like Epic 7, until they put in friendlies or something like that. You can be like, oh haha, look what I did to you. Or if you fight a streamer or content creator, you can go speed, but speed will, you know, is not as consistent in my opinion, because you might run into a time where you're gonna be a little bit faster than the buffer, or the buffer is just slower and more bulkier, things of that nature. But get speed substats in there, so she gets some speed. She's not gonna go first, but she can still counter, and that's just pretty much what I like to recommend. But I think most other people are gonna go with speed. Speed is like king in this game, to be honest. But manipulating, when you're trying to have a character go after another one, that's where the difficulty in my opinion lies. Also, another thing to note about Alencia is that her buff cannot come on, and that's the mind's eye buff, of course, including the defense buff, cannot come on if you are unbuffable. So you might want to either go speed, and then you might want to go immunity set. I know that Basar, pretty much her archdemon, and pretty much a lot of characters archdemon, can pretty much never have her mind's eye come up there. I think his unbuffable is 2 turns, if I'm not mistaken. So, or you need to run a cleanser, someone that's going to cleanse that all away, whatever have you. But you need to make sure that she does not get unbuffable. Obviously, you need her not to be stunned. So even effect resistance might be the better way to go, so you don't have to worry about anything past the first turn, because immunity is only 1 turn. Maybe go effect resistance counter, or effect resistance and speed, because she needs to never be deep. She's very good, but I've seen, you know, when she's stunned, or when she has hit resistance, decreased hit chance and things of that nature, then she really feels like, why did I pick this character? As a Ken user, I can attest to that. Like, I hate when my Ken is slow, he's not that fast, and on top of that, he has a mountain of debuffs. They're never going away from him. Even when he counters, he's missing because of the debuffs that are on him, or the attack downs on him, so the counters aren't doing as much. So you really probably want to go with resistance. I actually almost feel like put effect resistance on my Ken, you know, just so he can actually not get debuffed to hell. Now it's time for the artifacts. So let's go into the artifacts. My favorite part of doing any type of guide. Cigarette Scythe obviously is really good. When your health is below, you get an attack boost, attack scaling. Even though her stuff does more damage on HP, it's still pretty good on an attack scaling character. I've used it on Ken, and then when he counters and does stuff like that, he heals a lot. And it will help her because she brings a defense buff with her, so she'll be able to defend herself, keep herself up. She does have an AoE as well, so you know, she can really keep herself up with this. And that's if you want her to have a little bit more sticking power. Durandal I actually like as well, especially if you're fighting a more AoE centric comp. Every time you get hit, once your HP goes past 75%, you're gonna get combat readiness. It has nothing to do like with the, what is it, the Hillig Lance, where it has to be a single attack. This allows you to kind of give her, especially when you have characters like Seaside Malona, these characters that are multi-attacking, attack, and then you have the dual attacks going on every once in a while, and then there's other characters that might be on counter. You know, she will eat all that up and she'll actually get some combat readiness. So I really do think that some people should try Durandal. Here's her personal artifact. I always do the personal artifact. I don't actually like it on her. I would rather it be on another character, just because yes, if you're going more DPS oriented, her getting free crit is good. You don't have to build it yourself. It's just that the buff itself is only 20% once fully stacked, and I feel like I'd rather have Sigurd Scythe, because if we're comparing it to a 5-star artifact, you know, I'd rather have the Scythe. I'd rather have Draco Plate or something like that. Yeah, increases your crit damage, but then you'd have to build crit chance, right? And she's already a pretty greedy unit, but I also like this effect of it. It decreases how much you take from critical hits. I like that. You know, I like that there's, this for a warrior anyway, that there's something to mitigate damage. All Alencia's Wrath, Alencinox is his Wrath, gives you is just crit chance. And I like stuff that gives you a little bit more. If you were to get it maxed out and then you're getting 40% crit chance from it, then I think that it's pretty much worth it. Crimson Seed I think is a really good one, because like I said, she's gonna get attacked. If she does get debuffs on her, the ability to cleanse them when she gets attacked, to me, pretty good. I think it's pretty smart. I really actually wish I farmed this a little bit more, because it allows a character that's meant to take damage to constantly cleanse themselves. I like that. I like it a lot. Same reason why I'm gonna go with the Strak Gauntlet. Gives her effect resistance when her HP is high, aka in the beginning of the match. Her HP is high, that's when all the debuff shenanigans are gonna come down on you. All the fast characters like Seaside Malona, Basar, they're gonna try to debuff you, and this will allow you, especially if you have it maxed out, 60% effect resistance plus whatever you feel like building in the beginning of the fight. You probably won't take a debuff on her. I actually think that this might be one of the better options instead of the Crimson Seed. When you do get debuffed and then you're hoping that they hit you again, where again they can just avoid you. They're already trying to avoid you because of Mind's Eye. With the AoEers, at least you'll have a lot of effect resistance from the jump. Proof of Valor I like on a character. It's very good. Put it on a character that's very pesky, and if you have enough effectiveness that your defense break is landing a lot, and obviously that your strip is landing a lot, and then they probably try to ignore you, but when they do hit you, it doesn't do any damage, and gives her sticking power. Then she's more reliant on her teammates, but when they do try to come and kill you, come for your head, then it's like, what are you doing? You're not doing any damage. And that's all I gotta say about her, okay? A little bit longer video than I would like. I'm already at 40 minutes. There's no way. I have 40 minutes because I was doing a lot of stuff on the side. That it's 40 minutes of recording. I do think that they should buff her, and only in the act of making her a more consistent character. Not that she needs to be like Jesus, you know, but I definitely think that they should change. I think one cool change that I thought about is that either when she becomes half health, she gets Mind's Eye like pretty much like kind of forever, but like until she goes above that. And maybe she has like a heal mechanic that makes her go off and on, like she can't necessarily control it, but maybe she has a built-in Sigurd Scythe kind of thing. I think that would be kind of cool. So when she's below half health, she has Mind's Eye, and you gotta be more careful. I do think that they should take out the caster's turn thing. My personal opinion, I just feel like it limits the character, and which is not necessary. It's already a 50% shot, or make it 100% so she can more reliably access the trample on her turn. My last very cool idea is that she kind of has it like Ken, but instead of it being that Ken can attack and gain the thing, it's only when she takes damage. So as she takes damage, like she gets a focus meter or something based on how much damage she takes, and then once she hits that, she's like enraged for the rest of the match or something like that. And you can't remove the buff. It can't be like blocked by the thing, or it could, as soon as the unblockable comes off, she gets the buff or something like that, and she just kind of has it. If you pay attention to the way that she talks, you would understand that, because she's kind of always talking about like, oh, that I don't want to kill you. Like she's playing with you. She's not taking the fight seriously. She's literally just like playing around while she's fighting because she's too strong. So I think it would be a cool mechanic that she takes enough damage and then she's like, okay, you know what, actually and then it would make her a little bit different, and then, you know, they would switch to some other stuff, and then lifesteal would be cool, because then you would access Mind's Eye and then heal back up, and then like now you have this buff based on how much health you lost, but at the same time now you can get the health back, and then you can get the Sigurd Scythe. There's a lot of cool stuff, because that's all I'm interested in. I don't really care about like viability and stuff like that. I'm interested in cool characters. Even Purgus is a really cool character. He has a high counter. His counter hits AoE. and it has a stun on it. Like, that's cool. How viable is it? I don't care. It's just a cool mechanic. That's why I have one that's like that's 6-starred. He's 6-star. It's just a cool mechanic. But anime, what's going I'm losing my mind. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. But just remember that every day at the Kashino is your lucky day, and I'm out. Peace.